like that. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to remember what a quadratic looks like. So x squared is a U-shaped graph. Remember that from previous part of the course?
Yeah.
Okay. This -9 is a transformation. Okay. I'll just list it for you. This one is going down 9. Okay. This -9 just pushes the graph down 9. Wow, there's so much compressed into this. That's the transformation. Intercepts. There is an x-intercept, and then there's a y-intercept. Do you remember either of those from maybe a previous part of the course, what they mean, how to find them?
Or what they mean on a graph?
Sure. Yeah.
The x-intercept is the line going left to right, and the y is up to down.
Okay, so in terms of how to, that's correct. In terms of how to do them, the y-intercept is when x is 0. The x-intercept is when y is 0. They're kind of backwards to what you might think they would be, but that is what it is.
Right.
The y-intercept is easier. You're putting 0 in for x. Okay, so you're putting it's f of 0 is 0 squared minus 9. That is -9. And it is an ordered pair.
Yeah.
So that it's x is 0, y is -9. So that's a point on your graph.
Mm-hmm.
The y-intercept, I'm sorry, the x-intercept is a little bit harder. You're setting the whole thing equal to 0. Okay, and if you don't like x squared or the 0 on the left, you can put it on the right, like that. Now this is something you should say, oh, I know how to solve that. That looks familiar to me.
Yeah.
What do you think
Add
here?
9.
Add 9. Okay, x squared equals 9.
Square root.
Square root. So there's two solutions, plus or minus. Square root of 9 is
3.
Plus or minus 3. So what that means is when x is positive 3, y is 0. So that's 3
that's how we
comma,
get that. Right.
Yep. Okay. And the other one is -3, 0.
Right. Got it.
All right. Now there's quite a bit of stuff that we've done. So we should at some point start to graph this. And I will do that now here. All right. So 3, 0 is here. -3, 0 is here. 0 minus 9, we got to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like that. So the graph, and you can be more exact than this, but this is, this is pretty good here.
Got it.
All right. So we have found the intercepts. The last one is the vertex. It is 0 minus 9, but that just happens to be the intercept. So let's not just say, oh, it's the intercept, so it's always the vertex. Let's do it the way you're supposed to do it. There's two ways to do it. One is with formulas. The second is based on the format it's in. So we're going to use formulas for this problem.
Okay.
There's this ax squared plus bx plus c. The vertex is x equals minus b over 2a. Have you seen this before?
Yeah.
Okay. In your problem, it's x squared minus 9. What's the value of a? What's the number in front of x squared?
1.
And b, is there a b?
-9.
C is -9 because it's the constant. 0.
Yeah.
Yeah. So minus 0 over 2 times 1 is 0 over 2 or 0.
Yeah.
Okay. To get the y value, you put 0 back in for x. So 0 squared minus 9.
So it's like you're doing the inverse to get.
Inverse is a bad word to use.
The opposite, or
you're finding the x value and then you're putting it back into the equation to get the y value. Give me a little more information there. You said inverse. Not sure where that what you're thinking of.
Okay, so there's x's. So you're to get the y, you're replacing the x's with.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
That's correct. That's said really well.
All right.
Okay. So believe it or not, all of that is just 1A in this problem, which, I don't know that this is not organized well, but it's what you've got. So we'll just go with it. All right. So we're now up to part B. Let me actually take a snip of this so we can frame it in case you want to look at it later. A little better. I am snipping it as we speak. There it is. All right. So what I want you to see is that this x squared minus 9 less than or equal to 0. It's like what we were doing. You were graphing you were graphing y equals x squared minus 9. And what this part right here says is where is it at or below the x-axis. So if we make a really crude sketch of this again, your graph looked like this. This was 3, 0.
Oh, yeah.
Minus 3, 0. This was 0, minus 9. Where is the graph below the x-axis? I'm going to shade that in. It's this green part here.
Where is it below?
Yes, below.
-9, or that's
It's all of this. All of this. It's like below.
Oh, it's
Like you were just you're just on vacation. You went out on the water. Below the water.
all below 0.
Yes, this is all below 0, below the water. Okay. Now, what is the leftmost x value that occurs at?
-3. The furthest value is -3.
And what is the rightmost x value?
3.
Okay. Now, because it's less than or equal to, and this also applies to greater than or equal to, you use brackets.
Brackets. Got it.
Okay. That's the interval notation. Set notation you've been doing for a while, I think, in your class. That's the x such that x is an element of the real numbers. You've seen that before?
Yeah.
Okay. Here it's the leftmost value, rightmost value, x in the middle, and then you have to have the proper inequality signs. Because it's less than or equal to, it's
So usually you're only writing one, but now we're merging like both numbers into it.
because it's between, you have to include both numbers.
Yeah, I get it.
Is that okay?
Yeah,
All right.
I get that.
Let me grab the next one here. All right, find the x values where f of x equals 11. F of x is referring to the x squared minus 9. So x squared minus 9 is f of x. You're setting x squared minus 9 equal to 11. How
So
do you
we're plugging, I get it.
go ahead? No, sorry.
All right, sorry. No. Keep continue.
Well, I was just going to ask you how you solve something like this.
You plug in the 11.
No, so that would be f of 11.
Oh, okay.
This is your new, what I've boxed in here is your new equation. You have to solve this.
Okay, so add 9.
Yes, x squared equals 20. Take the square root of both sides, plus or minus. So this is correct, but not reduced.
Yeah,
How do you reduce something like this?
is the square root of 20. Is that 5 or 4?
So square root of You have to break it apart into a factor tree.
Okay. 2 and 5 and 5.
2 and 10, 2 and 5. So are there any pairs?
2 and 2.
Okay, so the 2's come out, or a 2 comes out. And it's the square root of what's left over, which is that 5.
And then, but that, you can leave it like that. That's reduced.
That is good. That is good. Okay, now graphically, here's what this means. So we've got this parabola, minus 3 comma 0, 3 comma 0, 0 comma minus 9. This 11 is a horizontal line. Okay, and the intersection point is the x value, 2 square root 5 comma 11. The other one is minus 2 square root of 5 comma 11.
Right. I see that.
Okay, you know, that was waiting to just sort of exhale here and like, all right, is that okay or not?
Yeah,
You know,
no, that's
okay, good.
Sorry, yeah.
All right, and then that leads us to part C, part D.
Where it's the x squared minus 9.
Yeah, where it's greater than 11,
11,
and it
yeah.
comes from, it's this graph, you know, for the umpteenth time here. It's like, all right, here's our graph.
Mhm.
Here's 11. Okay, we want to know, this means above. So I'll shade it here in yellow, above and above. So this is y equals 11. This is 2 square root of 5 comma 11 minus 2 square root of 5 comma 11. So it's everything to the left of this point, everything to the right of this point over here.
Got it.
So the way this works is, because it's a greater than or less than, that's always parentheses. This one's a little bit more unclear, but it's minus infinity to minus 2 square root of 5 union 2 square root of 5 to infinity.
That's how you write it out.
That's how you write it out.
Because
That's
it's repeating.
No, it's saying all the
Or
numbers,
infinity.
all the numbers left of minus 2 square root of 5.
Oh, okay.
All the numbers right at 2 square root of
Got
5. This is not the best way to show you interval notation, but it's what your teacher has provided.
Got it.
All right, now in terms of set builder notation, let me do that in different color here. It's x such that x is an element of the real numbers. That part is always there. It's x less than minus 2 square root of 5. That means to the left. Or x to the right of 2 square root of 5. That means to the right.
So in set notation, that's how you write it out.
Yes.
Got it.
Again, not the best example, but that they're consistent. Like, this is all the numbers left of minus 2 square root of 5. This is all the numbers right at 2 square root of 5. That comes from the intersection of them.
So that's how you fully like write out the A, B, C, D.
Yes.
Got it. All right.
And there's a lot here. Like
Yeah, it's sort of hard to do all 4 steps, but once you
exactly.
get it down.
It'd be better to kind of do like 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A, and then go back and do 1B, 2B, 3B, 4B, but
Mhm.
it is, that's what we got. Okay, ready to move on to number 2?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, this thing right here, minus x squared plus 8. We'll start with the transformations. There are 2 transformations. Can you tell me either of them? I'll take them in any order.
Go up 8
Up 8.
and the 1 or the x squared, the minus x squared
Yeah, what does a minus do? Do you remember?
left.
That's if it's inside parentheses. This is a reflection
Oh, a reflection.
over the x-axis.
Oh, okay.
So normally it opens up. The minus causes it to open down.
Oh, got it.
We could do a whole lesson just on transformations, but we don't seem to have it. That seems like there's a little bit more going on here. All right, intercepts. So I think it's easier to do the y-intercept first.
Mhm.
That's x equals 0. You're literally putting 0 in for x. Will you do
So now
that?
it's just 0 equals -1 squared plus 8.
Here's what I heard. Is that what you meant?
No, because we're taking away the x.
That's right. So it's minus parentheses 0 squared plus 8.
Okay, got it. And the squared goes away with the x.
You're squaring the number.
All right, cool. 0 squared. So is the y-intercept 8?
Yes.
8?
And what would the ordered pair be?
0, 8.
0, 8. All right. Okay, now we're going to do the x-intercept. This is a bit more work. It's setting y equal to 0, but in this case, that really means setting f of x equal to 0. So it's 0 equals minus x squared plus 8.
So subtract 8 first.
Okay, I like it. So you get minus 8 equals minus x squared. Now what do you see?
Now do the square root.
You can't do that until
Oh,
it's
'cause
just x
negative.
squared. Yeah. What if we divide by -1?
Yeah.
All right, and I'm just going to flip the positions here. So it's 8 on the right, x squared on the left.
That's fine.
Okay.
Now we can do square root.
Square root. Plus or minus the square root of 8.
And we have to make a tree for this.
Yes.
We could do a 2 and then a 2 and a 2, or a 2 and a 2 and a
2
yeah,
and 4, right? And then you
Yeah.
try 2 again. 2 and 2.
2 and 2, right? And
So
then that pair.
okay. So what comes out? What stays in?
The 2
And what goes in?
or another 2.
Just another 2. So that has to be around the edges.
Got it. See how that's right now.
All right. Now the next thing is the vertex. We'll go back and write it as, sorry, I lost my place here. There we are. Y equals minus x squared plus 8. The standard form here is ax squared plus bx plus c. Can you tell me the values of a, b, and c?
Yeah, A is -1, B is 0, and C is 8.
Good. So now we got to do x equals minus b over 2a. Can you calculate that for us, please?
Yeah. X equals 0 over -2.
Okay. And what does that reduce to?
0 or
Yes. Yep.
yeah, 0.
So that's just the x coordinate. To get the y, you put x equals 0 back into the equation. You're going to put this back in there.
All right. So that's just 0.
It's
Why?
minus 0 squared plus 8.
Yeah, but
Okay. What does that become? It's not 0.
-1.
So order of operations, you square first. What's 0 squared?
0.
And then you negate the 0. So you don't see this very often, but -0 is 0.
Oh, okay.
So this is 0 plus 8. What does that equal?
8.
8. There seems like there's some uncertainty in this.
It seemed I'm confused about well, I'm not really confused. -0 is 0. That makes sense.
Well, it's just to be clear, it's -0. It's 0 squared negated because
Right.
the order will matter in a future question.
Okay. No, I'm not gonna. I got it.
And I'm not trying to be critical of you. I'm just trying to find out where the learning gap is, the knowledge
No.
gap.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. What is the vertex? What is the ordered pair of the vertex? What's the x value? What's the y value?
My Y is 8,
Okay.
and so is my X. Or X is 0. X is
There you
0.
go. There you go. Okay. All right. So let's just try to summarize because like 2a is like kind of a big question here. Transformations aren't kind of important, but you found the y-intercept 0, 8. You found the two x-intercepts 2 square root of 2. We should write those as ordered pairs. 2 square root of 2 comma 0 minus 2 square root of 2 comma 0. And then the vertex is also 0, 8. Okay. So here's what that means graphically. Make sure we got enough room here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's your y-intercept, and it happens to be the vertex. Okay. And then it's like, well, where's 2 square root of 2? So it's between 2 and 3. It's closer to 3. Okay. So it looks something like this.
It's going, it's going.
It's going down.
I
Yeah.
got that.
Now, why is it going down? How could we have known that from the graph or from the
Negative
equation?
squared.
The negative in front is
Is a giveaway.
yeah. Okay, so now that's everything for 2a. So this is 2 square root of 2 comma 0 minus 2 square root of 2 comma 0.
Got it.
All right, now we're finally up to 2b. All right, so we're now looking, where is the graph less than or equal to 0? Less than or equal to 0. So this means below the x-axis or below the water.
Mhm.
All right. what were we gonna say?
Right there. I don't know how to, yeah, right there, where the
Yeah.
green is. Yeah.
Okay, so as long as you know how to do this, that's great. It's gonna be left of this number, minus 2 square root
Left,
of 2,
yeah,
and then right
and
of
then
that
right.
number. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so in terms of interval notation, it's almost better to look at it like it's on a number line. Here's minus 2 square root of 2. Here's 2 square root of 2, minus infinity, positive infinity, and it's everything left, everything right of that.
I gotcha.
So the interval is minus infinity, comma, minus 2 square root of 2, union, which means or 2 square root of 2 to infinity.
Got it.
All right, set notation. Ready for that? Is that okay?
Yeah, where it's
Maybe.
fully written out.
Yes. So
Yeah.
that's the, and it always
got
has
that
this x such that x element, real numbers, comma. This is less than or equal to minus 2 square root of 2. The reason it's less than is because of this symbol up here.
Yeah,
Or x greater than or equal to 2 root 2. Again, like to the right, to the left. These are curly braces.
I see.
All right, let's move on to C.
Let's do it.
All right. All right, find the x values where f of x equals minus 8. We got to go back and grab f of x. F of x is minus x squared plus 8. Like, so instead of f of x, we're writing this equals minus 8.
So you're like, I see. You're replugging it in.
Yeah, like f of x is a function. So you're going to solve this for x squared. So what do you see here? How do you sort of want to attack this?
First, let's subtract 8.
Okay, I like it. So you got negative x squared equals negative 8 minus 8. That is negative 16. Can you take the square root at this point?
Yeah. Well, no, it's negative.
That's right. You got to
So
undo the negative.
yeah. Not square root it, and it becomes 4.
Anything else?
No. Wait, yeah. The square root time, or
Let's go back and look. What about right here? Why do I
the
have
plus
this?
or minus? Yeah.
Yeah, whenever you take a square root, plus or
Exactly.
minus. Very important. So plus or minus 4. So here's what that means graphically. Let's go back to graph because we know the solution is 4. So we were solving, where does minus x squared plus 8 equal minus 8? So if we just make a really rough sketch of our graph again, boom, boom. Okay, so this was 0, 8. This was 2 square root of 2 comma 0. This was minus 2 square root of 2 comma 0. Now this minus 8 is a horizontal line.
Mm.
And the x value of intersections here is 4 comma minus 8 minus 4 comma minus 8.
I see. And then, do you have to show those points or no?
Yes, you do. You should show the intersection
Okay.
as points. Just be kind of make sense to yourself, like where it's coming from. Like we solved this for x, we got 4 and negative 4. Why is it -8? Because the equation is y equals -8. That's from this right here.
Got it.
Okay, now we can do part D.
Okay. Solve the inequality part.
Yes, and it comes from the graph.
Got it.
All right, so again, it's where is the graph? So here we go. There's the graph, there's the graph. There's minus y equals -8. This is 4, I'm sorry, -4, -8, and this one's 4, -8. We want to know where it's greater than -8. So think of -8 as your water level.
You want to know where it's greater?
Yeah, so that means,
Okay, so anything above the second line.
yeah, so that's this right in here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So in interval notation, it's between which two x values?
It's right in the middle, or it's between -4 and +4.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it a bracket or a parentheses? And the answer is based on whether you have a less than or greater than or equal. I'm sorry. It's whether there's a equal to part underneath. So if it's just a greater than or less than, it's parentheses. Because it does not include these points. And the reason is because at those points, it's not greater than, it's equal to.
Mhm.
All right, so why don't you try the set builder notation?
Okay. Wait, but how would I incorporate both of the -4 and the 4?
So it's between. You want
So
it,
zero?
it's a compound inequality. Compound inequalities are used for between. Does that help or not? It's okay if it doesn't. I'm just asking.
Nah, not really. I'm sort of still a
Okay.
little lost on this.
All right.
So
This
it's
is,
just, okay.
that's between.
So it's not a 0, you just say X?
Yes.
Okay. I got that. That's really not that hard. I just didn't really know how to, I can remember how to do that.
Yeah. So we're gonna do some kind of some related problems here, but we gotta I gotta get you to be a little more not that you're doing anything wrong, but there's only so much that I can do in terms of just doing problems over and over again. So let me give you some problems here to think about that I think will be more straightforward for learning. Okay, so here's a graph. Okay. And just for simplicity, let's just call this y. Let's not call it anything more than that. Okay.
All right.
Where is y less than or equal to 0? And I want the answer in interval notation to start. So what I'm really asking is, where is this touching or below the x-axis?
At 0, 3, or
So let me shade it in for you.
where is it below the x-axis?
Yes,
Oh,
it's all of this,
-4 and 1.
but it's everything in between those values. So let me give you the answer. The answer here is -4 to 1.
Oh god. -4.
How do we write that in set builder? notation.
Oh, -4 is less than x less than 1,
Less than or equal to.
less than or equal to.
Okay, good. Now in the same screen here, I can ask you something again, kind of similar, which is where is y greater than or equal to 0? And I'll do that in blue here. Same thing.
Above.
Yeah, interval. I want interval and set builder notation.
Wouldn't it just be the same thing?
It
But
can't be because it's
maybe I
between.
flip my signs or.
So this is what we're doing. So I'm going to show you this again because I got to get you to get this correct. Sorry, bracket, union, bracket. So it includes the same numbers, but it says all the numbers left of -4. Do you, I know you think the
Yeah.
blue, like the common misconception is think the blue is going up. It's really going left in terms of the x values. And the other blue is going to the right in terms of x values.
I see.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna try something else here. We will get this. I get it. All right, let's try another one here. Change the color on this. Your class, what they do is they jump into the most kind of synthesized combination of steps. And
Right.
you just don't need that. You need like what I'm about to give you, which is like what's more worksheet practice. You just do the same thing over and over again.
Okay.
Just like in baseball, you practice something over and over again until you get it.
Yeah.
And coach gets upset. He says restart, right? And you don't go and try a bunch of different things. Okay. Again, for simplicity here, I'm going to call this f of x this time.
Okay.
Where is f of x less than or equal to 0? We want this in interval notation. Where is it below the x-axis?
-1, 5.
Okay. And it's bracket. Why is it a bracket?
Because it's a negative.
Because it's less than or
Big
equal
less
to.
than.
Because it can be 0. It can be 0. That's why it's the bracket.
Mhm.
Okay. How about set builder?
Step builder. -1 is less than x less than 5.
Less than or equal to.
Less than or equal to.
Now you are supposed to include all the other stuff, the x vertical bar, x element of the real numbers, comma. I mean, that is the like math notation. Now, if you guys aren't doing that, that's fine, but
Okay.
okay, I'm going to make up another one here. Okay, here we go. Let me change the color. Okay, so again, we'll call this f of x. I want to know where f of x is greater than or equal to 0.
At -2, 3.
So -2 to 3 is the way to say it, because because the way you wrote it is almost like a point. You want to say -2 to 3 or between -2 and 3. Is it a bracket or a parentheses?
It's a bracket because it's greater than or less than.
Yeah, greater than or equal to. Yeah, that equal to is what converts it to a bracket. Good. What would it be in set builder notation?
-2 is less than x less than 3.
Good. Okay, I think you're getting that down here. Just grabbing another
You're good.
graph here. All right, one more here, and then we'll switch to the more difficult type. All right, this is y. Where is y just less than 0? Just less than.
1 to 7.
Okay. 1 to 7, bracket or parentheses.
Parentheses.
Yes. Now this is where it would be less than because of the parentheses. Whereas if it
And
were,
not, yeah.
so if it were y less than or equal to 0, it would be bracket 1, bracket 7,
Mhm.
1
then
less
the
than or equal to x, less than or equal to 7.
I got that.
It's a subtlety. You've got to know the difference between them. Okay. Now let's look at this on a number line. This is 1, this is 7. Okay. And right now we're looking at, you know, everything in between there, right?
Yeah. Everything in between.
But what's the other region? Isn't there another region, like not for this problem, but do you agree there's something left and something right?
Well, what do you mean? Do I believe there's something in there?
Well,
that-
like are there numbers left of 1 and right of 7?
yeah, but
Yeah.
not that
But
are counting.
that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
That is completely true. But this is the between region, and these other two are the outside region.
Right.
So far, like I've been giving you problems where the answers are always between, but this outside region applies to in this problem where it's greater than 0.
I see. And
Okay.
there will be problems where it'll be outside.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Like let me give you the same problem. Exact same problem. But now I want to know where y is greater than 0. So it's all of this and all of this.
So do you want me to actually give you the answer?
Well, we'll talk about it here. So it's all the numbers to the right of 7. So sometimes it's easier to do set builder. It's greater than 7,
Mhm.
or it's less than
Less
1.
than 7? Oh.
Not less than 7, because that includes this right here.
Yeah.
It's the other, like I consider these like breakpoints. You're either between them or you're outside of them. So this is where the number line could really help. You know, here's 1, here's 7. Less than 1 is everything to the left of 1. Right of 7 is everything to the right of 7. This is negative infinity. This is positive infinity. That's how you get the intervals.
Got it.
All right, let's try another one here. Maybe.
That's for interval, the negatives, or the sorry, the infinitives.
Yes, the infinities always go with that. Yeah. All right. All right, almost got it up. Okay. All right, so let's start with the easy one here. Where is y greater than or equal to 0? Where is it above the x-axis?
-2 to 5.
-2 to 5. Okay, now, where is it less than 0? Okay, where is it below? And the answer is everything but this. Okay, so if we were to make a number line, here's -2 and here's 5,
Mhm.
and that's all the numbers between them. What's everything else?
Outside.
Outside. So that's minus infinity to -2, 5 to positive infinity.
Mhm.
So your answers are always, this is kind of our closing thought here. Your answers are it's either between or outside. Between or outside. And you just got to decide which is which.
I see. Well, the infinity part finally makes sense for the
good.
interval. I
Good.
now understand that.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for enduring. I know that wasn't
No,
the
it was
most